Hello, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today and taking time out of your busy schedule to be with us. Happy New Year. Thank you for making the time for your health. If you're listening to this call here or the recording, health is one of the most important things you can invest in. So thank you for making yourself a priority. Today, myself and Heather are going to talk about our own health transformations and our own business journey through Purium. And I'm really excited to just share with you in hopes that it inspires and educates and maybe helps you or a loved one that you know. So today we're dealing with a lot of undernourishment and overtoxicity. That's what brought me to this space of regenerative health. And so we want to share some solutions that have helped us along the way. I'm really passionate about regenerative health and holistic healing because I got really, really sick from mold poisoning almost 4 years ago now and had no idea what was going on in my body. I just knew that life as I knew it and the quality of life and being able to run and feel vibrant in my health no longer existed. I dealt with a lot of anxiety and gut issues and hormone imbalance and was struggling to work and show up in my life. And once I found it was mold illness and Lyme disease, I got better to an extent, but I was taking so many different supplements, trying so many different detox therapies, and it still wasn't helping me completely shift and move the dial in my health until I found the concept of regenerative health and this alkalizing, really deep, nourishing nutrition. And so that's what brings me here today, is to talk about the power of nutrition. Hippocrates once said, "Let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food." I'm pretty sure we've all heard that before. And it's so true. If we give our bodies the right food, nourishment, and support, which we can get from this community here, then our bodies can do amazing things and really start to heal. And so Heather's going to go into this in a little bit more detail, but the ultimate lifestyle transformation is really what helped start to bring more life force back into my body. On day 3 of doing the ultimate lifestyle transformation, I started feeling the fatigue be released from my body. I dealt with a lot of hypothyroid issues and a lot of anxiety and brain fog, and I started to see those things lift. And I really attribute it to the nutrient density of the superfoods that we have here and the ability of them to really repair and regenerate our body. So fast forward 2 years later, and I am in so much better health. I'm hiking and running and working again. I'll go a little into my business story in a little bit. But it's really been super transformational to be able to add this nourishment into my body and be able to see things come back online, and actually some parts of my health feel more vibrant before I got sick, thanks to this nutrition. So I'm going to let Heather go in a little bit more to talk about exactly what it is. Heather and I have been working together for the past 2 years. When I first met her, she was very much also struggling in her health. And so it's been amazing to get to see her transformation. She inspires me every day and just has a beautiful heart to serve and use her own experience to help other people heal as well.
Thanks, Mary. Yeah, it's been so much fun. I'm so thankful for you, Mary, and it's been so much fun collaborating together and helping clients together. But it's been really fun watching you, because you were sort of my thing to look at, that that you said I was watching you get better, so I knew I could get better. But when I met you back in December 2020, I was just sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I really had no idea what was possible. I only wish I knew about this 30 years ago. I got sick when I was 30. And I'm not 30 now. I'm 50, going to be 58 really soon. And I was struggling to walk and to stand. I had daily acute pain and severe neuropathy, and we didn't know what was wrong. And it wasn't until I was 51 that we discovered I had undiagnosed Lyme disease, and we treated holistically. I improved some, But I was still disabled. And then during COVID, I developed Graves' disease, SIBO, my Lyme resurfaced. By then I was a functional health coach and I just couldn't figure out what in the heck was going on. And I was really frustrated. I had terrible brain fog and I was down to 10 foods that I could eat. And that's when I discovered that we were missing the mold piece and the toxicity piece. But even though when I knew this, I was working with practitioners who specialized in mold and Lyme, and they weren't able to move the needle in my health. And that's when I met Mary. And I had been spending a lot of money chasing potential solutions with no noticeable results. So I don't know if any of you who are watching or watching the replay, if you've been there. But then Mary came into my life and introduced me to this regenerative nutrition and regenerative approach. And it just made such a huge shift in my life and in my health. And in the first week on the protocol, I actually noticed like my diets went from 10 foods to 11 foods and then 12 foods. And it just kept expanding, which blew my mind because I had tried tons of different protocols like Mary, and had been on 25 supplements a day, but I wasn't getting better. And by 3 months on the protocol, my brain fog was gone. And I actually started working again part-time as a health coach, helping other people who were sick. And it's now 2 years later. I was told I no longer have Lyme. I no longer have mold. I no longer have Graves. I had like a list of about 25 illnesses and all of them are gone. My body is still doing some repair work because I was sick literally for 26 years and a lifetime of exposure to mold. But I had no idea, what was possible. I had no idea I could get my health back. And I'm just so grateful to have my health back and for this nutrition in my life. But I want others to know what's possible and for them to have the hope they can restore their health. And it's really not that complicated. It really isn't. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about why we are sicker today. To me, it just seems like everybody at a younger age, people in their 30s that I'm meeting, they all have, illnesses despite all our medical advances and our knowledge. And I truly believe it's related to the toxicity in our environment and to the quality of the nutrition that we're getting from our food. Now, back in 1974, glyphosate, the pesticide in Roundup, was introduced and started to be sprayed on our crops of grains and produce. And that acts as an antibiotic in the gut, destroying the gut microbiome. So I think that's played a huge role, but we're also exposed to toxins in our air, in our water, in our homes. And today, even if you eat 100% organic, they've done studies where they checked a baby's umbilical cord and the newborn baby had glyphosate and about 200 chemicals in their umbilical cord blood. So even eating all organic, to me isn't enough. And the other issue is the nutrition that we're getting from our food. 99% of the soil in the US is deemed depleted and not nutrient dense. And so the nutrition and the quality of that soil, those nutrients end up in the foods we're eating. And so I think that's, as a health coach and someone who works with clients, I'm always dealing with nourishment, addressing gut health and toxicity. And this protocol that I'm going to go over just so beautifully addresses all three. And when people go on this regenerative protocol, what I find happens, and I want you to know, you don't have to be as sick as I was. You don't have to have Lyme or mold like Mary and I both had. It really works across the board, no matter what people are dealing with, to deeply nourish your body at a cellular level and to gently detox and start to restore the gut. And I find that people experience more energy, better digestion, deeper sleep, more balanced mood, and less inflammation and pain in their body if that's something that they're dealing with. And it's super simple. I'm going to go over a 6-product protocol, but it can be very customizable. But I've aligned with this company because of my beliefs as a health coach, because this company Purium really stands for pure and premium. And I have never met a company that is so, clean, to be no binders, no fillers, certified organic. These products are grown in regenerative soil. When you go to the store and buy something that's an organic shake, we don't know anything about the soil that products are grown in. And I think that's a huge part of why these products are so amazing. And then they are wind dehydrated at the peak of ripeness, picked on the farm, wind dehydrated, and then sent off to be made into these different products that we're using. So when we get something in the store, it's picked weeks before if you're buying an apple. So we're not getting it at that peak of ripeness, and we know nothing about the soil that it's been grown in. So about the protocol, so I start my day with these vegan amino acids, super amino 23. These are the 8 essential amino acids our body requires to get from plants. So if we don't get it from our food, our body can't make it. And these are wonderful. They were designed for cancer patients to put muscle on them. And our amino acids are so important in repair and building muscle and supporting collagen and so many functions in the body. And this gets into your muscle in 23 minutes and it bypasses the kidneys. So it's super wonderful, even if people have some kidney issues, to take these. And the next thing I take during the day is I have my shake. And I flood these nutrients into my body twice a day. So my shake I love, I add water to it and it nourishes my body at a cellular level. It helps to get rid of cravings because you're getting so many micronutrients. It's equivalent to 6 superfood salads in 1 shake per day. And it's super delicious, easy to absorb, digest, and utilize. And when I got started on the protocol, I had a lot of digestive issues, and this was something I could take. And it's easy to take on the go. So when I travel, this goes with me to keep me well nourished. And then, and you notice this packaging is different. This is hemp and bamboo, so this is biodegradable, which is really cool. This is our older packaging, which was also biodegradable, but it's not the hemp and bamboo, but everything is mostly the hemp and bamboo now. But this Biomedic is an amazing product that's been certified by the Detox Project to remove glyphosate, that pesticide we talked about from the gut. 6 weeks, 1 pill a day, there was a 74% reduction in glyphosate in the body and a 74% reduction in C-reactive protein, which is a blood test for inflammation in the body. And these were preclinical trials. So this, I think, is really key because we're addressing the gut as we're addressing the rest of the body and helping to nourish and decrease inflammation. And that has a prebiotic and a probiotic in it. And it also has fulvic and humic acid in it, which remineralizes the gut as it pulls out toxins. So we're going to do those 3 nutrients twice a day while we're teaching you how to eat and move your diet to a more alkaline diet. And then in the evening, I have this cold pressed organic cherry juice. This is delicious. Now, cherries, this cold pressed cherry juice supports your body producing melatonin, the hormone that our body uses to prepare for sleep. And it also has natural occurring melatonin in it. So you get deeper sleep, you start to dream. I started dreaming, it took a few months because my sleep was really poor. But now when I take that every day, I do dream. And if I stop taking it, I stop dreaming. It also supports kidney filtration and it helps to decrease inflammation. So when I get a headache, I just take 2 tablespoons of this and my headache goes away. But if you take melatonin as an isolated supplement, your body's not going to make melatonin. So this cherry juice, we're using food to support the body to make its own melatonin. And then 10 days during this 30-day protocol, we use Super Cleanse R, which are herbs to gently do a deeper dive to cleanse the colon and to flush out bad bugs and parasites. And for a lot of people, we're approaching the full moon. So this is when I have a lot of clients, they will do this portion, this 10-day portion, but this is not appropriate if someone is pregnant or nursing because of the herbs. And then the last piece, which I love, especially this time of year when it's colder out, Zinc Aid is a whole food supplement, the only one on the market that provides zinc, A, C, D, and E, right? All the nutrients that are important when we're battling cold and virus season. So this is really, really wonderful. And there are lots of other options other than this kit, and it can be very personalized. But like I said, what's so unique about it to me as a health coach, I took a lot of supplements and even whole food brands, but there were fillers in my supplements, and my supplements were not organic and they were not grown in regenerative soil. And I think that's a huge difference with these products. And like I said, you don't have to be chronically ill to use these products like Mary and I were. You could just want better sleep. You may want more energy. You may want to shed a few pounds. You may just want it as insurance to make sure you're meeting your nutritional needs. So I'm going to pass it back to Mary to share just a little bit more about, her business story using these products and how it just changed how she's making money.
Thanks so much, Heather, for sharing. You did a great job explaining like why and how these nutrients really work in our bodies. So similar to Heather, my body started coming back online, and I'm not sure if I mentioned this earlier, but I've always been involved and really interested and passionate about health and helping other people in their health. And so when I got sick, I really wanted to, if I got better, I made the promise that I would help other people along this path as well. And so when Purium came into my life and I started to see the physical changes in my body, I just had to share it with family and friends and loved ones. And my business really started by just sharing it with a girlfriend and her kiddo who had eczema. And so I got my referral code, I shared with my friend and her kiddo, and really just continued to work on my own health. And then 3 months later, as I was getting back to hiking and feeling better in my body, I decided to really dive more fully into it and use it as a platform to be able to help more people and have a greater reach. And that the really beautiful thing about Purium and about this community is, yes, Heather and I are both health coaches, and it really set. Personally, it's something that I've been wanting to do, health coaching and starting my own business, but I didn't want to do it by myself. And so having the support and the collaborative team and having tools and resources and trainings to be able to help me learn more about regenerative health and collaborate and not have to do everything by myself as a solo entrepreneur has been so incredibly, it's a big blessing. But that being said, you don't necessarily have to be a health coach. You can, there's so many people here who just have a really big heart to help people in their health and have freedom to be able to really live life on their own terms. For me, I love to travel and I love to explore new places. And Purium has really enabled me to be able to work from anywhere and to be able to build that time, freedom, flexibility location. So whether you're a health coach or a stay-at-home mom or an athlete or an entrepreneur, someone just looking to create a little bit of extra income as things get more expensive and inflation's happening wherever you are, it's just a beautiful opportunity to really serve others and also be able to get to work on your health at the same time. So when I first started my Purium business, I was very much still dialing into my own health. But that was the beauty of it, is I could work part-time hours and really start to create this business. And at the time, it was also an extra added blessing because I was on COVID unemployment and did not know what I was going to do, did not want to go jump back into the corporate world that I was working at prior to. And so this really was a huge blessing, both health-wise and also financially, because I believe that money is great, but what money does is it gives us freedom. It gives us freedom to make decisions based on things that are in alignment with our calling in life and where we want to be, where we want to travel, where we want to go, and creating that kind of lifestyle for myself has been really eye-opening, and I really want to share that gift and that opportunity with other people. So if this is, if you can align with the idea of regenerative health and healing our bodies, but not only that, but having a greater impact on the environment and looking at some of the practices that Heather talked about, being plastic free and really creating opportunities for people on so many different levels, then this could be a solution that could bring a lot of blessings for you in 2023. So if this is something that you're interested in, whether really just nourishing your body or starting your own business, or if you know of a loved one that could benefit, please reach out to the person that invited you here. They can share more information with you and set you up with the best option for you. And I would love to answer any questions that people have. Perhaps we can stop the recording and open it up for questions and answers if people have any.